grab a drink, because this is Hangover Time.
Let me put up this comment real quick. Pain. Says pain.
You ain't right. You ain't wrong when you're right.
Pain. Okay. It's not just pain as in like, oh man, it sucks to lose as a fan. Pain as in I had to watch that shit. Like pain as in like this is a painful viewing experience. Like the magic number for the night, ladies and gentlemen, is 7. Why 7? Is it a lucky number? Is it that I miss Kyle Lowry? Because yes, I do. Is it that we should sign Goran Dragic and cut over here at 7? No, we shouldn't, but whatever. It's not for Goran. It's the number of 3-pointers that the Heat made tonight.
Seems high.
Another
7
game,
more than I thought.
Another game where they did not hit 10 3-pointers. Like another game where they don't break 100 points. I think
those threes wouldn't have helped tonight, Alf.
Listen, just hit them. Please give me something to watch. Like Franky pointed out, they scored 38 points in the first quarter, and did not break 100 points. 15 points in the second, 19 points in the fourth. Like, what offense are we watching here? Like, why isn't a 5-alarm fucking fire in that building trying to figure out how to fix this offense ASAP? And honestly, it shouldn't even be 7 because that bullshit Duncan Robinson 3-pointer in the fourth quarter shouldn't count. It's 6. The magic fucking number tonight is 6. And it ain't for LeBron James. It's for these fucking guys. They no longer can shoot. Nobody can shoot on the fucking team anymore. This offense is a complete fucking dumpster fire. And and yes, they do win games, right? They're not the worst team in the league. They're in the 7th seed. The Nets are free falling, right? They still have a really good shot at getting that 6th seed. But if somebody's going to tell me, sit here in my face and tell me that this team is somehow going to fix their offense in the playoffs, nobody fixes their offense in the playoffs. Like, that shit doesn't happen. Nobody magically gets better at shooting in the playoffs. Like,
unless they're doing it intentionally.
Oh, yeah. What was they're playing possum out there?
Spopadope.
Yeah.
Spopadope.
Oh, my God. I am Alphonse Sidney, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome into the Miami Heat Beat postgame show Hangover Time. If you're watching live on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/Miami Heat Beat. Thank you. We love you. Subscribe, send your bits, and all that good stuff. If you're watching live on the 5 Reasons YouTube page, you are a magician because we're not on 5 Reasons YouTube tonight. How are you doing that? That's awesome. You figured out how to infiltrate their stream. And if you're watching on the Miami Heat Beat YouTube page tomorrow, I don't know why. You must just love us. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're listening to the podcast, bless your heart, because that's where we make most of our money. Bring me out, Brass. Woo-wee. Oh, the magic number is also 7 because they're a 7th seed. And I've been talking about this for a while. We shouldn't be doing a post-game show for a 7th seed. But before we go any further, Brass, let's find out who kicked our ass.
They kicked our ass.
Moose, who kicked our ass tonight?
The 3-point line, everybody, society, the NBA. I don't care, man. Take me out. I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in this, right? I'm here, collect my $10 paycheck and just, every now and then drops. Next.
Steph, who kicked our ass tonight?
The Illuminati. Take me out, Brass.
Brass, who kicked
I don't know. I was doing some digging. I was looking at a lot of numbers. And the thing is, there is one shot. This team is terrible shooting. One shot that they make consistently. It's when they shoot themselves in the fucking foot. This shit is so fucking self-inflicted. God damn it. It's stupid. They can't make a fucking basket, but it didn't matter because they couldn't fucking defend tonight either. This was Although when is the last fucking time that a star player on an opposing team was gonna miss the game and you were like, oh, good. Because we lose all those fucking games, it feels like.
We beat the Bucks twice, and because Gabe went nuclear, and they had the entire Heat Twitter saying that he was the starting point guard for the team, but I digress.
I don't fuck this.
I fell for that. I fell for that.
I digress.
Take me out, Brad.
Good luck in Istanbul.
And-
That was mean. I have to take that back. That was mean.
Starting backcourt kicked our ass. Take me out, Brass.
Nobody wants to
Ours
be
are
in,
wait,
Brass.
wait,
Nobody
wait.
wants to be in.
Wait,
Right?
ours are theirs, Frankie.
Yes.
Correct.
The Heats, both of them shot more field goals than made points. Not a recipe for success.
That is funny.
Kenny, who kicked
Green
our ass tonight?
Reality kicked our ass. And here's the thing, right? I've been saying all season I'm going to wait till All-Star Weekend to give a real opinion on this team. And I don't know if people thought that meant I was like pulling punches or being soft on them. The reality is this is a team with 3 good players out of 15 or however many. And I understand Tyler played bad. Well, Bam played bad last game. One guy's going to play bad out of 3. We have these stories that run out. These undrafted shit, it's fine for a year, and then they look like undrafted guys. So reality kicked our ass. This is not a championship team, which is fine, but this is who they are. This is who the Heat are.
This is who they are, and we ain't even touting 3 good players. We ain't touting nobody. Don't come on here. We ain't hyping up nobody on this team. We gonna stop doing that. We not doing that. Ain't no 3 good players. We gonna stop.
Oh, wait, Spence says 3 good players, Jimmy Bam and Cody.
He's right. Though. He is right. He is right.
You know what? Speaking of Cody, and I'm not gonna go in. Like, honestly, you can't tell me somebody played well tonight. Like, you can't say, oh well, this guy was okay. I mean, the whole team
They
shit the
stunk.
bed. And at the end of the day, you know what? Like, if you want to look on the bright side, out of 2 games with Philly, they split them, right? Okay, but the offense didn't look good last game either.
No.
Like, they hit 15 threes last game, which was an offensive explosion for them. And what did they score? 101 points?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was their offensive explosion? Like,
Yep.
Moose, all it takes for a team to get a little bit hot at any point in the game, and the Heat have no answer. There is no margin for error. It has to be 48 minutes of lockdown defense, and you got to scratch out a 101-99 win. There is no margin for error this season.
No margin for error when you're turning the ball over as much as we did in the second quarter. We didn't even make it to the third quarter. We started fucking it up in the second quarter, okay? This is what pisses me off here. And I think Brass mentioned it earlier. I mean, everyone's touched on it. How often are we going to be like, okay, we're going into the first game of a 6-game homestand that we need to pay our asses off right now, and we're getting so lucky because we're getting them without Embiid. This should be the perfect way to start off this homestand. Mm-hmm. And look at the way that they come out. This is fucking embarrassing. Take me out.
But let me ask you a question. Why did you think they were going to win this game?
No, he didn't say that.
No, I didn't.
No. I'm asking if you thought they were going to win.
Team. We
because,
won last time. I was expecting.
Well,
but
no.
I'm embarrassed with the way that they came out, though.
But let's
like,
look at it this way.
The second quarter.
The kryptonite for them is not having Embiid.
Yeah.
We're old. We're slow. So guess what they did? They went small, they went fast, and they spread the court. The Heat can't compete with that. And I don't care about the big 3 that the Heat have. They can't compete with that because we're old and slow, and our young guys are slow. So that was the kryptonite. They shoved the ball down our throats, up and down, up and down.
Phrasing.
And that's all they needed to do.
Yeah,
we weren't keeping up with them. And Kenny, you better not say it.
I didn't say anything.
I thought you was about to crack a joke. Alf, I see it coming.
Well, no, we had a couple. There was a couple phrases in there. You didn't hear.
I know. I thought Kenny was about to say something.
About balls up and down and throats. Something just.
Be a great spot for a
grab
man
it,
like
man.
that.
This is a family show. It's a family show. Brass, one of the things that's like really, really annoying to me, right? Like, you look at the box score tonight, and you look at And you know, but
Just one
single
thing,
game,
man. Hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, but
One.
single game plus minus doesn't mean a lot. But like you look at the two new guys, Cody and Love, they're not killing you. It's the guys that have been here forever. And it's like, what the? Like, is it like what Kenny was saying? Like I said it on the other day, like on the timeline. The midnight has come on these Cinderella stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like the glass slippers are falling the fuck off. Niggas is fucking caddies is turning into pumpkins. Your driver's turning into a mouse. Like they're all fucked up. That's a Disney reference, guys. Like, is that just it? Like, and somebody pointed out on the timeline, I can't remember who it was, that these guys are getting their playing time at 26, 27. Yeah, they're rookies and second-year guys, but they're like they're in their prime.
They're done. They're not developing anymore.
So by the time 2-3 years hit down the line, like
that's who they.
And people got them figured out. Like, is that what it is? Like
no,
what the fuck is going on?
But that's not what it is. That's this part of what it is.
Mm.
Your whole team makeup is not where it should be. Like, we all know they needed to make moves. They didn't. This is what it is. Like, they're not that good. They're okay. They'll make the play-in, playoffs, whatever.
I said their ceiling. I said one of the reasons I've really not been that upset this season is because my expectations were always a 5 or 6 seed, and the ceiling was a second round exit. Like,
right.
Honestly, I feel like that second round exit. Woo! If they get to that shit, boy, like
pots and pans.
Give Spo the coach of the year. Like, hats off to you, motherfucker, because you schemed the shit out of the Hawks or somebody. Well, they're not gonna play the Hawks. You schemed the shit out of the Cavs or somebody to get the fucking to get to the second round.
Franky already said what your number one problem is. What time was it when Jimmy went to the bench and didn't come back?
27 minutes of gameplay today. No Bam or Jimmy to start the fourth in a game you want to win.
But when did Jimmy go to the bench? You said.
Oh, he left.
And then what happened?
The bench with 10 minutes left to go.
This is your bigger problem.
To go check his knee out. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
these are your bigger problems. Stop worrying about undrafted. Stop worrying about all this other stuff. If those knees don't get right, you ain't getting past the first. You might not get past the play-in.
The reason you're worried about undrafted is that, like, look, a night where Embiid can sit. And the other team still puts an NBA team on the floor. Like,
look at what you got from your top 3 players. That's when your top 3 players are supposed to be giving you numbers like 25 and 7, 28 in this, 20 in yes. If you've got a big 3,
I'm not arguing with you.
Okay. Like, because at some point, that's who you supposed to run to.
Last year, Frankie, it felt like there was always a guy stepping up. Like, it just feels like if nobody steps up, everyone just fucking shrinks. Like, if Jimmy's having a bad game, if Bam's having a bad game, everybody fucking shrinks.
This whole season was in a pool.
That's also last year. The confidence of last year's team is drastically different than this year's.
Yeah,
but I mean, and deservedly so. Look at the way they're fucking playing. Like, my confidence would be, my confidence.
But they
is shot in them
didn't Moose. They didn't have that confidence game 1.
No, I know. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Something happened. Something happened that we're not privy to.
It's the entire team not knowing who's going to be in the locker room, showing up from day
there you
one.
Go.
All of that, like, are we going to trade Tyler? Are we going to do this? Oh, they were all waiting for a move to happen that never happened. And then they just came in like completely out of sync.
But Frankie, is that still an excuse? There hasn't been a one time with the drip drop since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Oh,
this is too involved.
Frankie, is that it? Or
one time?
Like, my thing is, I never like to go into the locker room. I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know the psychology of this shit. Like, all I know is guys who stepped up last year, who look good in games where Jimmy, Bam are gone. I mean, Max and Gabe are going crazy. Caleb's, going nuts. Beating the Bucks single-handedly. Nobody's doing that this year. Nobody's having those games where they step up and shine.
Yeah, I miss Kyle Guy. That's the answer.
407.
It was last year.
Any Kyle.
when one of those guys went down, you had a guy who could approximate some of the stuff that he did. There was never any position holes last year. You had your point guards, if you had your shooters, you had Caleb could approximate a lot of the defensive energy that Jimmy brings and brought a lot of energy off the bench. When Bam went down, you had and Dedmon. This season, you started without a power forward. You started without your backup center. Your third string center was washed from the beginning and handicapped your season when you should have been racking up wins with a league average backup big man. You would have been racking up wins early on because he was that bad. Yeah, you said a lot. Like, he cost you like 6 wins in the beginning of the season, and it's the bills come paid. The bills come. Like it's all here now. Kyle got beat up from having to carry 7 guys in December. Max got beat up from that time too. Like it's just
we still lost them games. Like that's the shit that hurts. Like we ran Kyle on the ground 50 minutes.
And you still lost. You still lost.
True.
And we're looking at it now like, wait, your knee hurts? What's wrong?
Yeah. Fat bitch. Like what?
Oh, Bam, you're tired?
Right. But he's right. We ran like 5 players into the ground. You still lost. All the pieces have just been moving since day one. Just back and forth, there's literally, they're probably as sick of each other as we're sick of watching at this point. And not because, oh, you suck, but because this has just been a wash of a season.
Yeah.
Craig
just
Dillinger
get it
in the
over
chat,
with already.
This is a good question. I'm going to ask Kenny. I think Craig Dillinger says, I think Lowry was also pivotal in getting the undrafted into good positions last season, and he couldn't keep up this season. That is, like, to me, that is a really good point because they floated so heavily on those like 2 months where Bam and Jimmy were gone, and Kyle had these guys, Kyle Guy, and all these guys playing out of their fucking minds, right? And we always on this show give props to Kyle for getting a 1 seed last year. But you get into the playoffs last year, Kenny. Kyle is hobbled. None of those guys were playing. None of those guys played well in the playoffs. Let's be honest with ourselves. Jimmy went nuclear and got them all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. They couldn't shoot. They haven't been able to shoot since last year, Game 1 of the playoffs. Oh, Game 2. I'm sorry, because Duncan went crazy Game 1. Right. Kenny, without Kyle, a lot of these guys who looked great last year look real mid this year, or below mid. So
I don't really want to give Kyle too much credit or really look back too much at last season. I'm going to bring everything together. So the point I was making earlier is you have 3 guys averaging 20 points per game, and then you pretty much have nothing from anybody else. And so, yeah, that's great for those 3 guys, but that's 60 points. Where are you going to get the rest of it from?
That's what we have.
So, right? Yeah, so that's one thing of it. And then when you look around at the undrafted thing, I used to kind of reject that, but it does matter because me and Franky talked about this on pregame and before last game. These are guys who didn't come up as the guy to go to and all this. Like you have, Tyler, you have Jimmy didn't come up as that guy, but you have these guys who their path doesn't really give them a ton of confidence. They didn't really even know they were going to be here. And so when they go on these shooting slumps, it's not like when Tyler goes in these slumps and he's able to bounce back. It's like these guys don't know, and they're not really even sure where they're going to play next year or even if it's even going to be in the league. And so it's a lot on them. And so, yeah, they're missing these wide open shots. And I don't want to blame the organization because they went all in last season to try to win a championship, and they made a great effort in doing that, and that was their shot. But this is why I was so annoyed by all the negativity last year. You don't get those opportunities every season. Those windows close fast, and the window's closed, and it's what it is.
I don't like to be body language guy, Tiff, but I look at Max sometimes, and I look at Gabe, and I would say especially Max. Max does not look like the same guy from last year.
Max don't look happy.
Max looks like every miss is weighing on his soul. And you know where I've seen that look before? Duncan Robinson last year. Like, every miss is weighing on his goddamn soul. Like he just knows. Because and the thing is, he's going to start looking over his shoulder the way Duncan was.
He's not going to look over his shoulder. The season is done. The season is done. Let's stop. We really got to stop. The season is done. He not looking over his shoulder. The problem is Max just got to play last year. Gabe just got to play last year. Duncan has just been playing. Then all of a sudden, we got to get all the offense from Duncan. Then what happened?
Expectations.
It's not even expectations. Duncan was who he was. They tried to make him that and something else. It wasn't going to work because making Duncan all those things took away from Bam being Bam, because Bam was the cog to make Duncan the shooter.
But here's the thing, and I hear that, and I think we've talked about that ad nauseum, right? Like that, the spamming DHOs all game long took away it stunted Bam's growth, if you will. But we talked about this as well, like the fact that they just went away from an offense that was working, that was potent, right? And they completely toss it in the trash can.
But
right?
why you think they do that? Somebody's role had to expand.
Yeah, but at the cost of being a competent offense. Like,
but they didn't think that was going to happen.
Okay, but at this point, what are you doing to fix it? That's my biggest problem, Moose.
You can't go back.
We're at game 60-something, and they have the worst offense in the fucking league. What have you seen different? Like, I don't see any difference.
You know what one of the bigger problem is? All we do is hunt threes.
Yes.
That's the first problem.
We are
so
focused on shooting ourselves out of that slump.
All we do, you got one of the best post players in the game, which is Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. He don't play enough minutes. You got to manufacture some shit when he's out on the floor.
If he giving you 27 minutes, then those 27 minutes, he should be in the post. And the offense,
21 minutes, they can't score.
Well, and that's why the offense has to run through him in the post, and you got to get whatever you could get while he's out there. And instead of coming down the court, taking unnecessary threes over and over and over. Like, that's a huge problem. Another huge problem. When Bam is in stride, you got to get him early buckets. You can't wait and have him come down, post, repost, get position, sprint across the lane, repost again. Like, none of that works. Like, none of it works. And you know what we keep doing? Now we're shooting threes with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. None of this works.
Go ahead, Moose.
So I was going to say, you asked me, how do we fix this? I'm the wrong person to because the idea I'm going to give you right now, you're going to hate. But before I get to that, I just want to say really quickly to touch on the Max Strus thing, because I did want to mention that obviously he's struggling right now. I do think, how can it not be weighing on him that every single time he misses a shot, that's another, zero less on my next contract. Like, when
he ain't thinking about that.
He's playing for money right now.
I'm telling y'all. Listen. I'm telling y'all. The season is done. Whatever he's done. Nothing he can do from yesterday going forward is gonna make him $10 million more. That's it.
But
let's stop. No,
No,
because he's already done it.
I agree with him.
He's done
There's
it. And
little
like,
to be done at this point to
Exactly.
He's like, man, I done fucked the bag up. It's a wrap. Like,
it's a or guess what? I'll be in Orlando. Fuck it. But I'm just saying.
But I think
we
how
gotta
you
stop.
finish a season,
We have to
finish a season will weigh on his negotiation.
He already knows what he needs to do. Every player on that team knows what they need to do. Does that mean they can get it done? No. So, like, we got to stop with he worried about the bag. He worried about this. If he's an athlete like he's supposed to be, he's supposed to be worried about wins. Because you know what follows wins?
We're not
Money.
getting any wins this year, Tiff. He should be worried about
it's
the money.
all done.
What I am going to say is, and I'm dead serious about this, if there's anything up with Jimmy's knees right now, and it sounds like there is.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm getting there. Thank you. If there's anything with the knees, sit his ass down. I'm not even kidding. Like, rest him, because I am not about to like completely run his knees into the ground to just miss the play-in or anything like that. Fuck that. Let him sit. Let him get his rest. Let the young guys get all the minutes that they can and ride it out. Frankie and I are already working on the draft beat pod. Like, let's just get ready for the offseason, because there's significant change that needs to happen. You got to go on octave higher. It's draft beat. We'll work on it. Brass, take me out.
So people keep talking about Bam's comment.
Fine.
What was Bam's comment that we have?
Yeah,
Franky
I
posted
got
it.
Yeah.
The
Bam
There it
out of
goes.
bio. I honestly feel like we have too many mental lapses in the middle of the game. Guys leaving guys open. It was really the other end that was hurting us tonight. Let me explain something. I am so goddamn sick of these Miami Heat players, coaches, staff, front office, every fucking body blaming defense. The other team scored 119 points. Yes, that's a lot. It's 2023. Like, motherfuckers can shoot today. Like, it is not about leaving guys open. It's not about defense. Yes, the defense was shitty. Okay, I understand that. But if you score 96 points, you're beating nobody. It's not the fucking defense. The other night you scored 101 points and you won. But either way, your fucking offense sucks. It's fucking horrible.
And he's part of it.
If they don't fucking start looking at that, like, you can't get turnovers and fast breaks all day. You have to have a half-court offense. You have to be able to shoot. It is not 1998. You are not playing the fucking Pacers with the Davis brothers. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
We ain't beating them.
We just got to guard. No, nigga, you got to shoot. Nigga, you gotta score.
Gotta hit it one time.
Like, you gotta get to 110, 112, 113 points a game to win games now. Like, you can't keep. Our defense was bad. Nigga, your defense could have been all world, and you would have lost 98 to 96. Are you fucking kidding me? If you held them to 97 points today, you would have fucking lost. Is that end of the floor? No. It ain't that end of the floor. 97 points would have lost you the fucking game. Like, it ain't fucking defense. Get the fuck. What are we talking about here? Like, I want one time for after the game, somebody, yo, we better start fucking making some shots. All right, well, we need to scheme a better offense. We got to figure this shit the fuck out. Bam Adebayo, listen, I'm the most athletic guy on the floor. I need to stop stopping at the free throw line and looking for a motherfucker to pass to. How about you just go fucking get a bucket? Like Jimmy Butler, like, you play more than 27 minutes and stop passing out of layups and stop only showing up when you want to show up PJ Tucker and Joel Embiid. Like, this ain't about you fucking your personal grudges all the fucking time. Like, you got to win games. You're not fucking playing. Like, fuck, man, take me out, Brass. It's the fucking defense. We got a guard. We got a guard. You're guarding just fine. You got to fucking shoot.
Yeah, I got it.
Christ, man.
Bam slapped us. That quote is a slap in the face because we watched this team get left open all season long. Have some of them be up there in shot quality all season and miss. I don't want anybody on this team talking about giving up open shots. Like, you clearly see shooting open shots is part of the game. And like, if you've been missing them all year, and it's not Bam doesn't shoot threes, it's not his fault. But I don't want to hear that shit from any Heat player because
it's everybody's fault. Nobody can shoot.
Well,
yes.
All I'm saying is, like, if we're gonna talk about shooting, then like look at like don't have us watch this shit and then like all of a sudden like not all of a sudden open threes are so valuable. All right, well, fucking,
we can't make open threes.
Fucking make them. Like, if it's that simple on this end, make them. And this is a whole different season.
But you want them to be honest, Kenny.
Yeah, I just don't want to watch anymore. Like, just
but you want them to be
there.
Right. Exactly, Fez, brother. We saw you too, Bam. Like, you want them to be honest. They're not trying to tell you like none of us, because guess what? We could cry all we want about the 3-point shooting, but when you actually watch the game, we pass up about 22s every night. We get under the basket and we pass it out when we're wide open. So we're not losing because we only missing threes. We're not losing because we can't score. Well, we've all of a sudden started missing free throws. Like, we're missing free throws now.
When we hit threes last game, we still couldn't fucking score.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We can't score, period.
Another thing that bugs the shit out of me, especially lately, is like, even when they get on these runs, they have the dumbest fucking turnovers.
Yes.
Stupid, mindless bullshit.
The passes.
And often it's Jimmy and Bam a lot of times too. You know, it's guys that these are guys you're really supposed to be counting on. Just fucking butterfingers at like crucial moments of the game. And they cannot be fucking up shooting streaks with just brain farts.
But you know what, Brass?
Dumb.
Part of the problem, Brass, is those turnovers are so damaging.
Yeah.
Because there's no margin for error.
Yeah,
I know.
Like,
you
you're
feel
right.
it, right? They go on a 6-0 run, and then they're coming down for that 8th point, and Bam throws it to the fucking third row, or
dribbles off his foot,
and then momentum is just.
Or Tyler
it's all
does some dumb, and you just know, well, that was it. Like there's no, they just cut it from 14 to 6, but it's about to be a wrap. Like it's about to blow back up to 15 real quick.
It's no urgency.
Says we lost a game with the turnovers in the second quarter.
Alf,
yeah,
you said that they needed to score 120 tonight. The Heat have scored 125 5 times this season. One of them was in overtime.
Yeah, and you talking about they'll beat the Davis brothers? They can't beat the Davis brothers.
No, I said they need. I said you need to score like 110, 112, right? Like,
but you know, the worst part about that is 110, 112 is not even a lot of points.
Not anymore.
No.
Like it's like if you scored that in 2003, it would be like, all right, whatever, regular.
They would have said, "What kind of witchcraft are you pulling over there?"
Knicks in Brooklyn tonight, 142 to 118.
5 games
regulation.
hit that. 5 games tonight have hit that.
How many did Bronson finish with?
I don't give a shit. I'm
Too
not
many.
looking at
I do.
Yeah, 30
Every
and a half,
time.
I know that.
Every time he goes 30 plus, a kitten dies. I'm
He has
just
30
saying.
he had 39.
He's pulling witchcraft out his ass.
Guys, so the Miami Heat average 107.8 points a game. The next lowest in the Eastern Conference is the Orlando Magic at 110.7.
Jesus Christ.
Almost 3 points less per game than the Orlando fucking Magic. Do you know how fucking awful that is?
It's getting so
That's-
fucking low. It's like if my fever hit that number, I might not even go to the doctor. Like it's
Alf, what are you
it's
talking
getting to
about?
those levels.
Huh?
They're great. It's the
hold on.
defense.
Yeah,
The defense is the problem. The defense is the problem.
It's the defense.
Wait, guys. They allow 108.6 points per game. Do you know what that is? The lowest in the league. They keep telling me we got a guard. You are allowing the least points in the league, but you're also you're scoring even less.
That's what pisses me off so much. If this team shot just a fucking average,
One more three a game.
average,
One
just
more.
average, this team
more
could be a
layups.
fucking a solid.
But it's all. But you got to
forcing-
tighten down
but-
on that defense, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
getting
also
out of control.
defense. The defense, literally, their points allowed and their points per game doesn't look like it's from the same decade as the rest of the fucking. Like I'm looking
Yeah.
at the standings right now. Like the Orlando Magic, 110.7, they allow 113.7. Detroit Pistons, 112, they allow 120. Like everybody's in like the triple digits, 107 and 108. We are playing a different game than the rest of the fucking NBA.
So
We
I
got a
wanna-
guard. We got a guard. We need too many guys open, man. Fucking idiots. Like score. You got to score. You fucking morons. Sorry.
I got something I want to point out, and I'm not usually the numbers guy, right? But how much did you say the Heat are averaging this season?
107.8 in the year of our Lord,
Okay.
2023.
In 2023, the Heat are averaging 107.8. In 1986, the New Jersey Nets averaged 109.1.
Oh my god.
So
Hitting
there
4
you go.
threes a game.
Like,
That's more than the Heat.
there's not much else to say there.
They must have had a decent 4.
The shit was in black and white back then.
They out here scored 110 on tape delay.
All the players look like Cody Zellers.
Brass, they making 5 passes before they shoot.
Borrowing each other's shoes at halftime and shit.
Giannis was playing.
Like you can't ever. They were smoking cigarettes in the locker room at halftime in those days, and you can't.
Brass, you
outscore
got
those
it. You got it,
things.
Brass.
Yeah.
You got it.
I didn't get it. Borrowing each other's shoes. Wait, he borrowed shoes?
Yeah, him and his brother used to have to borrow shoes during
Oh.
the game.
Swap them out.
That's why you still got the asses on payroll. I owe you for the shoes, brother.
He's the biggest scrub in the family.
Let me tell you something.
Stop with
Mando.
the fucking.
Kyle ain't even
Kyle.
playing. Why we even?
Fuck?
Kyle
That's
has-
funny though.
With you.
I'm not even joking.
That's funny though. That's funny.
They were at 108.
Kind of funny.
How did you get there?
Well, thank you,
Kinda
thank
funny.
you for finding Twitch from the 5 Reasons YouTube. That's thank you for coming.
You know what's funny?
That was
Kyle had a
fun.
team high plus minus tonight.
No, you're lying.
I
There
swear to
was,
God. The highest on the team that played tonight was Highsmith at -1.
Highsmith was
Oh,
at like
shit.
+3 at one point.
God damn.
Those garbage
Oh,
time minutes.
man.
You know, because I was about to come here bragging that Duncan had the highest plus minus on the team.
He had a
no.
-7 in 6 minutes.
Yeah, no. My agenda.
I didn't even know he got in.
He had
Duncan
three.
fall off a cliff needs to be studied at Harvard or some shit.
I have my thoughts. Like, he fouled Kelly Oubre on a step back 3, and Spo sent his ass to Siberia. I'm watching a lot of motherfuckers out here that, Olay defense, like,
Yeah.
and Olay offense. Like they're not doing shit on either side of the floor, and they're getting missed.
Depot.
And we need shooting, and not just shooting. We need offense. We need space on the floor. Nobody's respecting our shooters.
We just
What we
Right
need
now-
space for? We get wide open layups. We don't even take them.
Well, that's true.
We talking about you need space.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how to fix that shit. Trade him. Like Jimmy got to play 48.
On
we
one
gotta
knee.
play.
Right.
I'm telling you, fucking run some fucking drills like an actual game. But try to play an entire game without attempting a 3. See what happens.
Right.
Just
They
fucking
were at-
see what happens.
They were at 109 points per game when Kyle was playing. That's all I got to say. And they had a plus point differential on the year. That's my agenda. We gonna cook with it. Especially after Ethan try to clown me on that fucking 5 Reasons podcast, and I showed his ass up. Talking about
I feel so bad for
7-2
Gabe, bro.
as a starter. Motherfucker's 7-8 now.
I
Or
feel
8
bad for
and 7,
Gabe
or 8
because
and 8. Some shit.
Gabe himself would have never said, I need to be starting on this team. And people ran with that shit, and now like he has to deal with the consequences of it. It's unfortunate.
Gabe was over here like,
Why we
Yeah,
acting
man.
like we talking
Why
about
am I
players?
in this?
Why we act like we talking about people that work at Target? They'll be just fine. We gotta stop. We need to stop. They'll all
Hey.
be just fine.
no, I don't want these
No.
motherfuckers to go to China.
Nah, grab me somebody from Target. Let me see if they can hit a 3.
They'll all be just fine. We gotta
Can't
stop
do any
talking about
worse.
we sorry and this and
I
that.
seen
They'll
a
be
6'4"
fine.
nigga stocking formula today. I was like, hey,
Can he handle?
he said,
Throw on the
"Think
ball,
fast."
see what happens.
Fill the target with his fucking
My
words.
powder went everywhere. I said, motherfucker, you a turnover machine. Get out.
You fit right in. Come on. Here's the jersey.
Someone said Target is a wonderland. What does that have to do with that?
It's a John Barron
Check a
chat?
private
What the
chat.
fuck?
God damn it.
Last season was so fun. No.
Nuggets offline says Duncan needs minutes when we have zero spacing and no one can hit shit. He speeds up our offense and draws 2 off the pick damn near every time. And here's the thing, McNuggets offline. I agree with you.
Don't forget
I
the
agree with you, but here's the fucking problem. Like,
No.
why are we talking about this? Like, why
Right.
is
Like,
this-
come on.
Like, at this point, like, what the fuck is happening? That we're like I'm begging for Kyle Lowry minutes.
it's fine.
I'm begging for Duncan Robinson. Like, why are we here? Like, fuck, man.
No, that's not even the worst. I realized today we've spent half this season saying, "Well, we'll see how it looks when Yerk gets back." Nigga, what? Like,
We are
what have we
so
seen from Yerk?
I ain't
to
never
say,
say
like-
that. I already knew what it was gonna look like when Yurt got back.
But
Clogged.
do you remember? what
Don't trust
happened
any Heat
because-
players who game on Twitch. No offense, Twitch. I don't trust them.
full offense.
But what
Don't trust them.
happened
They're
where
not-
it used to be like if Dedman wasn't on the floor, this team was good. Now there's no Dedman, and like it's like everyone just taking up his plus minus slack. Like I don't fucking get it. Like I don't don't even know what to talk. I don't know what to do anymore. Let's talk
You
about
should
the
check
rest
the
of
private chat. That's probably what you should do.
Let's talk about the rest of the league.
God.
Alf read the private chat. If you put Alf read the private chat in the private chat.
Because I'm telling
He's been trying to
Frankie
get
to
to
put
you
it in the
for
Twitch.
ages.
God, just go.
Oh, Frankie, put it in the Twitch
It's like
chat.
20 minutes. That just go next. Part 30.
Who's out over here in the private chat there. Shit. Let's go to what they're doing over there.
Oh shit! What they doing over there?
Carla Tiana points out Deadman was at the arena.
That's a great point. That's a great point. That's exactly what happened.
About that.
Bad
I'm not
dude
mad no
was
more.
there out here throwing nuts and bolts on the court.
Okay, here we go.
I hate this season.
Oh.
Oh, here's Embiid earlier in the week.
This is where he hurt himself.
That's
Couldn't
what I was
play
gonna
tonight.
say.
Yep,
That's
this
what I was gonna say, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, no, he didn't do that to you, man.
But no, like, does he not understand? He's like 400 pounds. Like, stop
He
throwing
ain't
your
gonna
big ass
last.
on
He's
the
not
floor.
gonna last, man.
He's athletic as
Oh,
hell,
look at
though.
Gobert. Look at Gobert. Calling for it. Call it.
Oh, I love this.
Bloop.
Oh man.
Or as they say in French,
Bloop.
La bloop.
Be bad.
It's AD.
Oh, that was nasty.
Up 3 to 6
That's where
weeks.
AD got hurt.
Look at-
Yeah.
3 to 6 weeks.
No, but he really was out tonight.
He was out tonight.
3 to 6
Yeah.
weeks.
I do that shit when I used to.
Nah, but like,
Wait.
Oh,
Girls
yes.
run the world because they're the only one that can procreate. They birth everybody. All women.
I'm
are
glad we
great.
traded your
All
ass.
queens.
Wait, let's see that. Wait.
They're the only one that can procreate. Girls run the world
And she
because
she
they
mad
birth
right now that she
everybody.
procreated your ass.
Oh man.
Let's see that again.
Girls run the world because they birth everybody.
Stupid.
By the way, they are huge Handmaid's Tale fans.
because
They
they
love
birthed
that show.
everybody.
Yes, they look like they are, right?
They love it. They
Under
love
his
it.
eye.
Why do girls on the
Like, can you imagine, like, hey, say one nice thing about women, or they be having babies and shit. Like, come on, man.
That's why we traded his ass. He probably said that shit in the locker room. Pat was like, "Get him out of here." Damn.
What the fuck?
Take Alf out.
Work out.
Take Alf out right now. He about to get in trouble. Take Alf out.
No, I gotta know. I'm bringing Alf in.
You
What
done
the
woke
fuck
up the
just happened?
baby. Take Alf out right now.
Oh my god.
I dropped
Nothing
my
can save him
cocktail
now.
sign.
Oh,
Yeah. It lights up. I can't.
not anymore.
Yeah.
Lights fucking lighting up about as good as a fucking Heat team right now.
Oh,
Even Hangover Time's having turnovers. Jeez.
oh my god.